Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Look at the situation we find ourselves in. Joao Felix has said yes to returning to Chelsea. You might be thinking, what's going on here? How did we get here? Why is this guy saying yes to Chelsea and returning back to Chelsea Football Club? Well, let me tell you why. If you've missed out over the last 24 hours of all the shenanigans that has taken place, Samuel Omar Dion was meant to be coming to Chelsea Football Club. It was all a part of the domino effect that Fabrizio Romano said, which now looks like Julian Alvarez really wasn't part of the domino at all. Julian Alvarez has signed from Manchester City to Atletico Madrid. Here we go. Today we saw the player signing for Atletico Madrid. So that was a separate deal, but it was made to look like it was all part of the whole piece. Julian Alvarez from Manchester City to Atletico Madrid was only going to happen if Gallagher to Chelsea was going to happen. It was only going to happen if Omar Dion to Atletico Madrid, Omar Dion from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea also happened. But that's not the case. Julian Alvarez deal is a separate issue. So now what it left for us and Atletico Madrid was that Atletico Madrid has already agreed on taking Gallagher. We've also agreed a fee for Gallagher. Personal terms with Gallagher and Atletico Madrid already done. It's all about now Samuel Omar Dion to come to Chelsea Football Club. Everything was done and dusted. Medicals were set up. But all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 24 hours, it all collapsed. Now, we don't know the true reasonings around it, but there's a lot of different reasons that's being thrown around by journalists out there. Some are saying that he's failed the medicals, which I find it very difficult to believe because he was literally in the Olympics for Spain not that long ago. And I don't think Spain would take an injured player. And I don't really recall him picking up any injury. There's no news about it. So him failing medicals, I'm not really sure. And there are Spanish sources that are saying, no, the medicals was satisfactory. Then we're also hearing that Chelsea apparently altered the contract, which was initially agreed upon, that we want to buy 50% of Omar Dion's image rights. Image rights are pretty important in this day and age for transfers to happen. So apparently we wanted 50% of Omar Dion's image right, which he downright declined and found it disrespectful. And Atletico Madrid has found it disrespectful as well. So these are some of the reasons that were getting floated around. Now, I don't know which one is true, but the bottom line is the deal for Samu Omar Dion has collapsed to Chelsea Football Club. Now, that has left Gallagher in a mad limbo because the Gallagher deal will only happen, looks like the stipulation all along was that Atletico Madrid will take Gallagher. They want Gallagher, but they will take Gallagher only if we take one of their players. And it can't just be any one of their players, obviously players that are up for grabs. Samuel Omar Dion is up for grabs. He's now done and dusted. And the next one is Joao Felix. Joao Felix is not in favor under Diego Simeone over there. We've seen it for many seasons. And this is how Joao Felix's name has materialized. And this is how we got ourselves into this situation where Joao Felix has said yes to Chelsea Football Club. However, ladies and gentlemen, look, this is how I see the whole picture. If Chelsea never wanted to get Samuel Omar Dion from the get-go, let's just say that was the plan, and they wanted to maybe just sneak past the fact that we've given you Gallagher, now we're just going to run away. Well, that's not good planning because you have to understand Conor Gallagher hasn't really signed for Atletico Madrid as yet. It's not done and dusted. Atletico can absolutely renege on this situation, and this is what has come down to. So we must get either Samu or Joao Felix. Now, with Joao Felix, ladies and gentlemen, I like the player a lot, but this is totally unnecessary for me. For me, Joao Felix, ladies and gentlemen, is similar type to Nkunku, is similar type to Cole Palmer. If anything, Cole Palmer has produced a lot more than Joao Felix. As much as I think Joao Felix is a decent player, when you look back, for a player with his quality, he's not really brought those numbers in the seasons that have gone by. For the past 3-4 seasons, he's not really done those numbers. So for me, this is unnecessary. However, we find ourselves in a pickle, and this is why we are now in this situation. Now, let's go through the news, and we're going to talk about it a lot more. Joao Felix has said yes to returning to Chelsea, Player gives green light. Now it's up to Chelsea. They'll decide soon if how to proceed. This is also crucial for Conor Gallagher deal. So it's crucial. And we know Joao Felix, he played for Chelsea Football Club, and he knows about the club. He wants to apparently come back to the club. There's also reports that he's potentially looking to take a wage cut to come to Chelsea Football Club, because let's face it, he's on big money. There's no way he's going to get that level of money at Chelsea Football Club. And honestly, he probably doesn't even warrant it. As much as I like him, as much as I like his skill set, he probably doesn't warrant the level of money he's earning at Atletico Madrid, which is in excess of 200k. Our last loan deal was quite mad. We paid somewhere around 16 million or 17 million loan fee on top of the 250k per week wages, something ridiculous. And that's simply not going to happen. At the moment, the fee is also a bit of an issue. It's not a loan anymore. It's a permanent transfer for Joao Felix. And also in this whole mix, Jorge Mendes plays a huge part. Ladies and gentlemen, these super agents, they hold a lot of card, man. They hold a lot of power as to where they want to drive their players. Jorge Mendes helped us with Pedro Neto. Could he be also intervening here and trying to push this particular player to Chelsea Football Club? Our owners are good friends with Jorge Mendes, and apparently our owners have always wanted Joao Felix to stay even last season, but it was Pochettino that didn't want him. And now we're coming back to this. Look, if we always wanted him, then we would have gone after Joao Felix earlier on in the summer. So I don't believe in that either. We just find ourselves in a pickle where we have to, it seems like we have to do the deal, or else Gallagher comes back to Chelsea, and mind you, Gallagher will be banished to the youth team, and it will not be a good look. We definitely want that pure profit. Look, don't get mad at me. Get mad at Chelsea Football Club. They're the ones who are pushing Gallagher away. Look at me personally. I never rated him that high. I think he's a decent player, but I never rated him that high in a possession-based team. But my opinions don't drive players out of the football club. At the end of the day, the club sees pure profit in him, and this is why they want to do it. And if they want to get rid of Gallagher, they have to do something in regards to Joao Felix, or go back into the Samuel Omordion deal. And this is what it comes down to. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who would you prefer, Samuel Omordion or Joao Felix? Breaking: Joao Felix is willing to take a significant wage cut in order to return to Chelsea, and he must do that. Atletico are unhappy with Chelsea's initial offer for Joao Felix. The Spanish club's preference has been to sell Samuel Omordion to Chelsea as part of the Conor Gallagher deal, as it delivers high up FFP profits. So Samuel Omordion is from the academy. So by them selling their academy player, that's pure profit for them. So they are looking for pure profit as well. We are looking for pure profit, and now it's a pure mess, ladies and gentlemen. Joao Felix, look, Matt Law reported that we're looking for something less than 40 million, similar price to Samuel Omordion, but I think Atletico Madrid wants a bit more for Joao Felix. Me personally, I think this is unnecessary. This particular player is unnecessary. I like him a lot, but it's unnecessary. I think Samuel Omordion is probably not necessary either. I'd rather have a striker that is has some level of experience at the highest level. So for me, Samuel Omordion doesn't cut it either. But since we're in this mess, I mean, I'd probably just take Joao Felix, and this is purely because of my bias towards this particular player. But as I said, for me, it is unnecessary. Now, check this out. Video below of Gallagher. He's been in a hotel for 3 days, coming from Marcos Benito. He's been dropping all of this news. Poor Gallagher, man, I really feel sorry for him in this situation. He's been stuck at Spain for the past week or so, ready to sign, ready to go, rock and rolling and start featuring for Atletico Madrid and train with his new teammates. But here he is stuck in this limbo, and we need this rectified. This is a huge mess Chelsea finds themselves into, and we have to now do something and get a player from Atletico Madrid. And it looks like at the moment it's Joao Felix. No other players are up for grabs, or we go back to Samuel Omordion. The Conor Gallagher story depends on what Chelsea and Atletico Madrid can agree on after the Samuel Omordion deal collapse. So let's see what happens with Joao Felix, an important part of this story. So I thought Fabrizio Romano initially said that with Samuel Omordion's deal collapsing, it shouldn't bother Conor Gallagher's deal, but it has ended up bothering it. And Now it looks like we must get Joao Felix to get Gallagher going to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are very annoyed with the attitude of Chelsea FC, and tensions are very high right now. Using Samu's satisfactory medical examination as an excuse, they started to try and change conditions in the contract. This comes from Relevo. When it comes to Spanish news, they're quite credible. So looks like Chelsea has done a little bit of madness here. And now we have to rectify it. Chelsea are trying to sign Joao Felix, but tensions are very high. The next hours are crucial also for Gallagher as well. So let's see, midway through doing this video, let's see if there's anything latest that's up, because news is moving rapidly, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes ago, it is believed that Chelsea are watching up to 4 different situations. Okay, so that's a different story, but nothing at the moment in regards to Samuel Mordion. Samuel Mordion is off, but in regards to Joao Felix and Gallagher situation, it still stands as it is. Very, very important hours ahead. Now, next up, Raheem Sterling can leave if Joao Felix joins Chelsea, and that is a given. With Joao Felix inclusion, which was, as I said, unnecessary, in my personal opinion, you can tell me whether this is necessary or not. I love the player, however. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. Absolutely adore the player, even though I do believe his output should be higher. It means someone has to go. Mudryk, Madueke, Raheem Sterling, I think they're all going to be up in the market for sale. Do look out for the Madueke situation, because Almiron is leaving Newcastle and Madueke could be taken to Newcastle for the space left by Almiron. So do look out for that. Raheem Sterling is probably another one that needs to go, but suitors for Raheem Sterling is going to be very difficult to find unless Saudi Arabia comes into play and offers him big money, because he's on big money here at Chelsea Football Club, and no other club is going to be giving him that level of money unless he himself decides to take a wage cut, which I don't think is going to happen. Mudryk is another one that needs to leave. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, breaking. Napoli have offered 21 plus 4.2 million in add-ons for Lukaku. Apparently, this is the offer they've given us. I mean, what is that? 25 million, 25.2 million. Look, his release clause is somewhere around 37 million. I don't understand why Napoli is playing this game. Napoli, just pay the money for Lukaku and take the brother. It's your issue what you're going through with Osimhen. Or if you want to do this, then give us a discount for Osimhen as well. Since you badly want Lukaku and you want to, underpay us, then give us a discount for Osimhen. Find a solution for Osimhen to Chelsea. So look, this for me is ridiculous. There is a release clause on Lukaku, and I'm pretty certain it's approximately about 35 or 37 million pounds, euros, something like that. Nowhere near this 21 million plus 4.2 million, which is insane. So look, it is clear as daylight that Napoli wants Lukaku. Conte wants Lukaku. So let's be serious now. Let's give us the money, and if you're going to lowball us, then find a solution for Osimhen to come to Chelsea Football Club. I still do believe we are probably strong favourites now to get Osimhen. No concrete update on the future of Victor Osimhen, but Napoli are pushing Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku. Conte and Lukaku are already exchanging text messages. There you go. I mean, they're planning with each other. Unless you want to take Lukaku and just keep Osimhen with you, no problems. But just take Lukaku away from us and end this mess. Other than Osimhen, who Chelsea want on loan, there is an expectation other striker opportunities will arise. So if it's not Osimhen, I wonder who it might be. A lot of people are saying Ivan Toney is in the market, and maybe there could be a situation there. So let's see what happens. Bottom line, Chelsea are not satisfied with the striker options that we have, because there's a lot of inexperience. We want to add a little bit more experience there, and let's see in the final few weeks what happens in that particular position. Now, some outgoings. By the time the window closes, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are aiming for a squad of 23 to 24 first-team players. We apparently have more than 40 players right now, so that would mean nearly 20-plus players need to leave the football club, not on loan. They need to leave, period. They need to go and find a different solution in the next 2 to 3 weeks. They've got to go. Less than 3 weeks, to be honest. So This is a huge task. A lot of players need to go, and we've got few players that are already lined up. First one being Crystal Palace are ready to pay over 20 million to sign Carney Chukwuemeka. I think we paid about 20 million for Carney Chukwuemeka. If we can get more than 20 million, that would be a profit. Plus, don't forget, he's already chewed up, 2 years of his contract. So from a book value point of view, this will probably end up being a profit. And him at Crystal Palace, under Oliver Glasner, I'm pretty certain he's probably going to do well, and he deserves to play on a regular basis. I really do rate Carney Chukwuemeka, but at Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen, there's simply not enough space at the moment. So that's a little bit about Chukwuemeka. I think that would be a good move for him. Next up, Diogo Moreira, if you guys remember him, is set to join on a permanent to Strasbourg for 1.7 million, another pure profit. We got him for a free. We got a loan fee of Lyon last season for 2 million. Now this season we're selling him to our own club, Strasbourg, for 1.7 million. He's probably worth about 1.7 million. That's probably the market value. And that's profit for us. And apparently we're going to try and include a buyback clause if in case he does explode and become a top winger, we can then buy him off Strasbourg. So look, this is how we operate right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Chelsea Football Club's all about. There is that business side that we have to understand and appreciate, but at the same time, I know at times it's very difficult to accept when you don't have the quality. But right now, it seems like we're trying to add quality with Pedro Neto already in, and God knows what's going to happen with Joao Felix. We are looking for a striker as well, quite potentially Osimhen. So maybe there is going to be a bit more quality about the team. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about. Crucial hours ahead. We shall see what happens. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya.